What is up, NFC fans? We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. NFC 24, the long-awaited main event. We had a poll of who would be next in line for the heavyweight champion of the world in the main event of NFC 24, the first UFC 6 card, and the people have decided with Usman boy will take on and to defend his belt in the main event, Joselito McJacker, the rematch of the ages. They both fought in both of their debuts, and here they are today, main eventing one of the biggest cards of all time against each other in a rematch. Joselito went on top in their first outing all that time ago, but so much has changed between these two. Joselito McJacker now trying to win a second time against that man, the champion, looking to make his first defense and get back the one loss that has plagued his career. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move to the very first fight on the card. NFC 24. Here we go. We have a bantamweight fight of epic proportions as we have the returning Andy Seaver facing a debuting Bonsai. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsai has been making a big splash in the regional circuit with his big power and exciting knockouts. But Andy Seaver is technically one of the best strikers in the division. That will be a banger to start off the NFC on UFC 6, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have friggin' what's-his-face taking on Sheen Vagine. Friggin' what's-his-face, one of the top middleweights, and is looking to keep up that roll of momentum he has in the middleweight division. But against Sheen Vagine, that will definitely be a tough task, because Sheen Vagine is coming off the biggest moment of his career. He was in a tournament against heavyweights, people of all weight classes, open weight, of the worst, in quotation marks, NFC fighters, to see who was the best of the worst, and the winner got to continue to be in the NFC on UFC 6. So Sheen Vagine is coming off of the biggest moment of his career, and this will be the biggest moment of his career. First NFC card on UFC 6, and he is on it against the biggest opponent of his career, friggin' what's-his-face. It seems all odds are against him, but he's been here before. And stylistically, it will be an interesting matchup because these two may be predominantly strikers, but they both can grapple pretty well. This will be an excellent display of mixed martial arts, and I cannot wait. Next up, in the heavyweight division, we have the greatest heavyweight of all time, Intizam Rustamov, taking on debuting Bobby Sloppy. Bobby Sloppy was in beef streets for quite a while. He was known for his wrestling and his overhand right. Now, when the fight gets to the later rounds, he sometimes seems to struggle, but early on, Intizam Rustamov is going to have a tough battle against Bobby Sloppy. That will be a banger of big boys trying to brawl. Moving on back to the middleweight division, we have two former champions, Cocky Geezer, one of, if not the greatest middleweight of all time, taking on Kenny East, the man who dethroned Cocky Geezer all that time ago. This will be a rematch of epic proportions. Their first fight was a banger, boxer versus boxer. Another great fight. Next up in the welterweight division, we have the second welterweight champion of all time. Historic, the first welterweight champion to defend his belt. The first champion to defend his belt. Elijah Robinson is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he's taking on Joe Blow. That is right. Joe Blow is debuting. I don't have many notes on Joe Blow, but he has kind of been a legend. We've heard a lot of tale on Joe Blow, but there's no evidence of him anywhere that he's fought at all. But we've heard a legend of a man named Joe Blow who said he would take the NFC by storm. Many people said this, including, but not limited to, Mickey Mandarin, Fat Ho, John Joan, Dilbert Churns, Cletus Mitchell, Chorizo Washington, Pecker Woodruff, and last but not least, Anderson Adesanya. All this high praise from people respected in the sport. Oh, and might I add, Mickey Mansurov and douchebag Daniel both have a close relationship with Joe Blow. How close is also uncertain, as a big question mark appears over Joe Blow's name. But one thing's for certain, with high praise like that, Joe Blow is for sure to be one to keep an eye on against Elijah Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, the next fight in the welterweight division, this will be the main event of the prelims, the last fight on the prelims. We have the first NFC champion of all time, Benjamin Perez, taking on the man he was supposed to fight on several different occasions. The fight that just never could be. Benjamin Perez will be taking on Jeff Lauzon. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The fight of the ages. We wanted to see it for so long, and now we'll finally get our chance to watch Benjamin Perez versus Jeff Lauzon. No love lost between these two. A true rivalry that has went on for years. Benjamin Perez versus Jeff Lauzon to end the prelims. Now to kick off the main card, we have a rematch. Their first fight was a title fight in a main event. We have the man, the myth, the legend. He is returning. Usyk Filippo is back, and he's taken on the man who has never left, and that is Mickey Mansurov. Fought on every single card. This man is a madman. Mickey Mansurov already looking to fight Usyk Filippo, and he's probably already thinking about who he wants to fight next. It's just a crazy men, but they fight again. Usyk got the better of him in the first fight. Next up, we have Push Toussaint taking on Benjamin Roodstoff, ladies and gentlemen. That is a huge fight. Their first fight was an absolute banger, the most anticipated fight in NFC history. Here they are at it again, fighting for the number one contender spot. They both are coming off of some of the biggest wins of their career, but not the biggest wins of their career, because they both are former champions, and they're looking to crawl their way back. This is a huge fight with huge implications. Push Toussaint versus Benjamin Roodstoff. Next up, we have a fight in the welterweight division, and it's not just any fight, it's the first title fight of the night. We have Chris Phillips taking on the man he had the fight with before for the belt, where he came up short in a split decision loss. It's Walter White. That is right. Two great champions who have fought before, and it was a very close fight the first time, and they are fighting. Walter White lost his belt against Tampax, but he has crawled his way back to a title shot. Many thought maybe he didn't even need to crawl his way back to the title shot, and he should have gotten an immediate rematch, but he didn't. But he still was able to fight these young, up-and-coming guys and crawl his way back to a title shot against the man he beat before in a very, very competitive fight. Both of these men are going to want to silence the doubters and show who really is the better fighter. That will be a great fight, the welterweight championship of the world. Next up, we have the featured bout. We have Big Man Wilson defending his bantamweight belt against... Wait, who do we have left at bantamweight? Albu's off a loss. Bianchi's off a loss. Toussaint and Roodstoff are fighting. Andy Seaver's even fighting. Who do we have left to give the title shot? I should have thought this one through a little bit. Wait, it's no other. Can it be? It's the one man, douchebag Daniel. That is right. He is going to be fighting for the belt against Big Man Wilson. A fight, ladies and gentlemen, fan favorite versus one of the greatest NFC fighters of all time. Only one loss in his whole career. Most of his fights have been title fights. And the other man is Big Man Wilson. Now we move to the co-main event of the evening. We have Dick Gayson defending his middleweight belt against yet another rematch from a controversial decision. I am mad, I am angry, man. This is huge. Their first fight was 3 rounds. Now they're competing for the belt in the co-main event. NFC 24. Will be very interesting to see them go 5 rounds this time for the belt. NFC 24. We already know the main event with Usman Boy versus Joselito McJacker tomorrow, Friday. Hopefully, it's been a long time coming. NFC 24 tomorrow. You heard that right. Friday, tomorrow. Let's go with Usman Boy versus Joselito McJacker, the main event. Let's go. Also, I do want to sincerely apologize. This has taken so much longer than I thought it would, and so much longer than I said it would, and I really do apologize to all of y'all, and thank you for sticking around. The NFC will be so much more frequent than it has been. We got all those hurdles out of the way. NFC will be a lot more frequent. It will be how it used to be. I really apologize to y'all, and thank y'all for sticking around despite my buffoonery and shenanigans. Love y'all.